You should be interested in enough to study them. If you as a woman or a man know that you're going through a change, or you know a certain thing about yourself, like myself, I'll verbalize when I'm a little bit more reserved. I'll verbalize when, I'm not in the mood, or, you have to verbalize those things, because you don't want someone sitting around like, oh, why is she quiet? Why is she not talking? Did I do something wrong? No, you have to know yourself enough to be able to communicate with your partner what's going on with you. But you also have to take that time to study your partner. It's like watching the tape back, like we were talking about in the previous subject. You have to be able to sit back and not always, wait for your partner to say, oh, I need you to do this, or I need you to do that. No, you watch how they move. You see how they communicate. You see their moods, when they're high, when they're low. That's part of loving your partner. That's part of being in love with your partner. It's an action. You practice that. And so it is your responsibility to study your partner if you want to be married to them. It is your responsibility to get into the groove with who you're with. It's supposed to be like a dance. And it's not going to always be. You see people learn the bachata and all them, them dances. It's not cute. They stepping on each other's toes. The hips ain't moving like they supposed to at first. But then when they get it, they get it.
It's a rhythm.
Mm-hmm. It's a rhythm.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, because I noticed we do this thing as millennials. Like love language is a millennial trope. And we do this thing as millennials where we act like we invented everything. So we just make new words up for stuff that is traditionally working the same way it's supposed to work. I think what everybody just said, just encompassed the most important thing in any relationship, which is communication. We all just went in circles to say communication is the most important thing in a relationship. What do y'all think?
I was just about to say, because the reason why I said I feel like love languages is BS is because when you look at love languages, word of affirmation, act of services, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch, everybody wants that at any particular part of time. It's not like there ain't no one portion of that you just want and you okay with that for the rest of your life. Right. Some days you want physical touch, some days you want words of affirmation. We want it all. So that's the reason why I said love languages don't make any sense, because we want all of it. So, and then, and like, I have to agree with you that we make up these brand new words and these brand new terms to describe shit that we've always been.
Yeah. But it's not new. It was established in 1992, the 5 languages of love.
It's really about being
millennials. But no, that was a grown-ass man that was born like in the 70s that wrote that book.
White dude.
Hold on. Yeah. And it's often used in Christian doctrines and teachings. And even though, sweetie, you make a good point, even though we want it all, but if you had to choose, the scientific portion of it is you would prioritize by way
priority, right?
By ranking. So yes. So if you had to choose, if you wanted your wife to touch you, to verbally acknowledge you, to buy you a gift, you would rank those in order, which is why they call it a love language primarily.
I would say though, but it's fleeting though. It's almost like happiness.
It
is. I thought the point was to identify the 5 different components of love. So you can be getting gifts all day without the other 4. Would you say he loves you, or would you say she loves you? She could be sucking your dick all day and you ain't getting nothing else. Would you say she love you? That's affection. So I think, like Sheba is saying, yeah, we want all those things to identify whether someone loves you or not, because if you stop doing them, you might say, oh, this person doesn't love me. But what would you say I want above all? You might not care too much about gifts, but I know I need to constantly hear words of affirmation. I need to constantly get physical touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this all come from a female mindset.
No, it's not.
Hold on. Let me finish. Don't interrupt, Queen She. This all come from a female mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to notice they get a boost of attraction towards you whenever you're able to be keen on their behaviors and how they react and all this stuff without them having to say it. You get what I'm saying? It's like a dopamine for a woman to be able to know how she's feeling at any given moment and know what she wants at any given moment. It's an attraction. that she don't have to actually go out and tell you this is how she want to be touched, this is how she want to be talked to, this is how she want to be listened to, this is how she want to have sex and all that stuff. I'm starting to see that it's an attraction that's mixed up with it for a female. We'll tell you, if we don't get attracted to you by you knowing that, oh shit, I want some head now. We get the same satisfaction by telling you, hey, look, I want some head now. It's nothing for us. It's all a female trait.
So
men
you're
don't
saying
get excited when
learning how to love a man is a female trait, or learning how to love a woman is love only something that you?
Bruce is just trolling.
Yeah.
So y'all don't love? What the hell?
He trying to go viral.
How does what I said suggest that a man doesn't want love?
Well, because if we can, we'd have to first universally agree on a panel. Can we say that those 5 components that they list could consist of when you would say someone loves you? And then I guess I would ask you personally, would you agree with the things on that list? If a woman did all those things or you did it, would you say I'm doing this because I love you? Or would you say, no, these are the 5 things that I
you could say you love them, but you're not. But it doesn't mean just because you don't say that you're going to do these things, or you don't ask the person, what do you want from me? Or how do you feel about today? What do you want to do today? And she tell you what you want to do today. That doesn't exclude love.
But it's not the 5 love languages isn't
Go ahead, Precious.
actions.
The 5 love languages, from what I understand, is a substitution from not verbally saying everything that you want your partner to do.
No, that's not what it is. Let me explain.
I read the love languages.
Let me explain.
Let me just finish my point. I read the love languages, and from my understanding, if your partner actually knows your love languages, you don't have to tell them. It's like second nature to your partner because they're learning you. That's my understanding. I could be wrong.
So let me explain it. I get it. Let me explain it. A lot of relationships end due to people not being attuned with another person's love languages that actually do change sometimes. All right.
Sometimes.
So like, for example, right, one of my love languages is acts of service. I'm a protector before anything. I love like making a woman feel protected. I am about acts of service, right? Because that's just who I am in my blood. That may change, like the primary one may change to physical touch. But at the end of the day, if my woman, when it comes to conflict, right, and we're in some type of discourse, and she goes and buys me something, that ain't gonna do nothing for me. That's actually gonna piss me off.